Hey there, guys. Welcome to another amazing episode of Wealth Talk with none other than Blockchain Sensei. And today we have the incredible platform Dacxi. What is Dacxi? It's the first crypto wealth platform designed to educate before you purchase. So we've got with us today Gareth, who is the Director of New Business Development and Education for Europe, and also Jay, who is the Head of Business Development Europe. So what we'll do is we'll start off with just asking a few basic questions about Dacxi and about how it can benefit you and anyone that you know that's interested in crypto. But first things first, let's keep it a little bit lighthearted and talk about something that we all know is very interesting right now. Right now, the markets are down. So what we'll start off with asking is, so in this kind of situation, Gareth, do you have a lot of people that are asking questions?
So our platform is designed in such a way that we provide content online, free of charge, of course. Maybe get that one in for you. A specific design learning platform and also the support that we provide our clients, from the inception of us, them hearing about us to getting in contact with us, all the way through them then using the platform, signing up, and then creating relationships with myself, my colleague Jay, or anybody else within the business as well. We give them as much information as possible, and hopefully they're in a position when things like that's what happened in the market the last 2-3 days, they've got enough education and information that it doesn't worry them because they know that it's a volatile market space. And I actually describe, the volatility of crypto as one of its strengths. When it comes to a position like now where it's $20,000 when I arrived here this morning, compared to 60,000 at its highest point. What happens now? Well, more money gets flooded into it, and the next highest high is higher than the previous high. So for me, the volatility is one of the biggest strengths, and we describe to people when they're new to crypto. So our platform is designed to bring people in at a very early stage. So I've heard of Bitcoin. Okay, great. What do you want to know? I've got some money I want to invest. I want to buy. Okay, so what we try to do then is we actually have courses called Crypto for Beginners, where it dives into what we believe is the most fundamental things that you need to know about crypto. So first and foremost, the technology that underpins it, blockchain technology. What is it? Most people seem to think that blockchain was invented by Bitcoin and when Bitcoin was invented, which when I actually describe to them, no, it's been around for 30 years and it's actually used as an application for many businesses other than crypto, oil and gas, medical, pharmaceutical companies and so on. So, it's an eye-opener for them. So it already works and other industries use it.
So yeah, being as Dacxi is the first crypto platform to provide education before people are investing, let's just start with that as a basic. Why do people need education before investing? Because why can't I just invest because it looks good or my mates told me about it?
Of course. Well, so fundamentally you can. However, our philosophy is we've designed and spent a lot of money creating a platform specifically called Dacxi Learn that has modules, and I've actually learned quite a lot in the last year or so from our Learn director about the human brain learns in various ways.
Okay.
So I might learn from visual, you might learn from reading documents, and you might learn from tests. I'm a test guy, apparently. If I don't do tests and answer questions, I don't retain information. So we've provided modules in all of those different types of learning formats. And look, let's be honest, forget crypto for a minute, forget stocks and shares. Everything you do in life, you do it better if you've got education, or you make the right informed decision if you're educated and know what you're doing. Even coming down to going shopping. Let's use a stupid analogy of, I want to buy this nice, thing that looks great, I'll have that for my dinner tonight. Oh, well, what's in it? You're going to look at the back, you're going to see what the calorie count is if you're looking after that. I don't personally, but whatever. And you're going to look, has it got things, I don't like mustard. I despise the flavour of it. So I look at everything as it got mustard in it. So I'm educating myself before I make that decision, put it in my basket. Everything we do in life, information is key. And more so, if you're spending the money that you go to work and you work hard, and obviously look what's going on at the moment. Our pound coin now is worth far less because petrol's increasing, inflation. It's a joke at the moment, in this country and many countries around the world. So it's even more important now that if you're going to put £1,000, £100, £100,000 into a specific asset class, crypto, stock, shares, doesn't matter, you need to understand what you're doing. The big thing that we believe as well, specifically myself and my colleague Jay within the education part, is that crypto is convoluted. There's so many moving parts, technology behind it, if you're not a tech person, can be like, oh my God, and it's a bit daunting. But crypto itself and the assets that are available within our exchange, they are businesses. And if you're going to invest in a business, if your friend says, look, I need £500,000 because I've just started this new coffee shop or a chain of coffee shops, what you're going to do is say, no problem at all. What coffee are you going to sell? What's your cost of goods sale? You know, where are your shops? How many people walk past your shop that are going to buy a coffee? What's your revenue potential? When will I get my money back before I start making profit? You're going to ask all these questions and then read his business model. Crypto should be no different. Exactly. If I'm going to buy Ethereum, what do? The amount of people that I work with or I get introduced to that don't know that Ethereum are one of the biggest blockchain technology producers in the world, and the revenue they generate is in the billions on a quarterly basis. You got it. I think over 60% of all new tokens that are created are done with the Ethereum ERC20 blockchain. Exactly. But they don't, and they charge people to do that. There's revenue. But people don't know this. And if you were to ask me, would you invest, forget crypto, forget the name of the business, would you invest in a business that 2020 turned over, in the quarter three, 14 million, but quarter three the following year they turned over 14 billion. Would you invest? Well, it's kind of a no-brainer. Wow. The kind of what Ethereum do is almost irrelevant to that fact. So what we want to do is make sure people understand the businesses behind the tokens. What do they do? How do they operate? What kind of revenue do they generate? So, and everybody as well within the crypto world thinks that if I buy Ethereum, I'm a trader. Well, you're not. You know, I'm not sure if we talked about this morning, but you're not trading in crypto. You're buying an asset for medium to long-term growth, and that's kind of what we have. And it's understanding to not get scared by situations like we're in now, where there's a dip, or whatever you want to call it. My personal phrase is that crypto's on sale today. Yep. If you believe in it and understand it, then what you're going to do is you're going to go out and buy some more because you're buying it at far cheaper. If my favourite pair of trainers, they were £120 yesterday and now £50, I'm going to go and buy 2 pairs. And I have the same approach with crypto because I understand it, and we think it's important for clients to have that same base knowledge.
Wow, I love that. So one of the things that I'm aware of with what you guys do at Dacxi, and I remember speaking to you about this before, Jay, is you work with financial advisors. How does that side work?
It's working with the education first and foremost for those guys, because we are aware that they're struggling with it. I can't name names, but probably one of the most prevalent financial advice company in the UK today is quoted us that they've got 7 out of 10 advisors now being asked for crypto. So I think it's very similar to the JP Morgan scenario where the kind of hand has been forced. It gets to a point you have to start listening to your clients and you have to start learning about this space. Perhaps they envisaged that would never happen, but it is, and it's happening quite quickly. So we're kind of helping them kind of understand use case, volatility, why it's good, the marketplace itself, how to segregate crypto as well, because there's 2 sides to crypto. It's really important to understand. I think that it's daunting for an average consumer to come into the market and see you've got, if you walk into a shop front, you've got 20,000 choices. It's a bit much. And there's a place for exchanges that are different to us. I think they're fantastic what they do. Binance, Kraken, trading exchanges. There's a place for the trading world, but there's also a place to come in with a wealth mindset. Which is very much in line with how these kind of financial advisors work. So we're kind of set up already to work with them without them even realizing it. So if we start with the education to help them relate to these assets and actually look at them as Gareth just said a moment ago, with use cases, business models, they start to understand how that works, zooming on say the top few coins that really would work for them with kind of that wealth mindset, and start to work with them.
Oh, amazing. So one of the things that I saw on the website is that you guys are very hands-on with the help that you provide. Do you want to elaborate in terms of the kind of things that you offer to help, and in terms of holding people's hands that are new?
Yeah, sure. So obviously, aside from the Learn platform that's available, and we kind of, the only thing we can do in the world of crypto recommend that you go and learn and do the modules and tests, and in your own time, sitting down on the sofa with a cup of tea. It's all online and it's all on the cloud and free to use. Is if you're then a client, or you've got some questions you want to elaborate on, or ask questions that are more relatable to you based on your understanding of something, then if you're not a client just yet, of course, myself, Jay, or my team will help you understand and answer the questions for you to make that informed, correct decision. But if you're a client and you've got information you want to know, or a question you want to ask about how to navigate the exchange, or you feel that you just tried to make a buy order and you feel that the percentage was wrong against what you were quoted, or whatever it may be, we have a support team that's human beings, not bots. I'm a very firm believer in not talking about other businesses to benefit your own. There's a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges in the world that I use, apart from our own, for different reasons, because they offer assets that we don't, that are more skeptical assets, and I'm taking a punt on them as as an example. But with regards to us, we provide full support, which is real people, not bots.
Wow.
We try our best to respond within 2 hours.
Wow.
But we kind of use the word guarantee to respond within 12 hours, even an acknowledgement that you've asked that question. Hey, many thanks for your question. I'm going to need to investigate and look into that. I'll be back to you.
Yes.
But if you just ignore it and wait 24 hours, 48 hours, it's your money. You're worried, you're scared, and we don't want that. We want comfort. We want people to feel like they're really being looked after. And that's kind of a USP of the Dacxi exchange, is that we consider ourselves a more boutique exchange that's not designed for the trading world. It's designed for exactly what Jay's talked about. They're the financial world. Retail customers that really want to buy, store safely and securely. And know that if they've got a question, or they're worried about something, or they've got an idea that they want to expand on or do more within the crypto space, they can call us up and we'll give them the factual answers to those questions.
Wow, that is amazing. So in terms of obviously making sure your customers are looked after, that's you're covering the education, you're covering the aftercare. What would you say are the fundamentals that someone should know about money?
Oh, good question. Okay, so something we do things where we've done during COVID. Obviously, it was rife, and we use COVID as an example of trying to provide education online twice a week. And one of the things that we did every Monday was a thing called Crypto for Beginners, which is a presentation hosted by me or my MD or our colleagues within the business, and it really dived into, first of all, what is blockchain? When was it invented? People think blockchain was invented by Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was invented, but it's not. It's been around for 30 years. And one of the things that I always say is that, and I've learned this myself in the last 5 years, and I'm trying to pass this on now to new potential people in crypto, is that I didn't really understand crypto until I understood money.
Wow.
And people say, what do you mean by that? Well, there's a lot to money. What's quantitative easing? What was the gold standard that we now no longer use? We use, our money is pegged against our tax or our promise to pay our taxes. Why is quantitative easing a good or bad thing? Well, it's a bad thing because, inflation and so on. People don't understand this. And I am flabbergasted the amount of people, wealthy people, that have businesses that they run, and they've made a lot of money, and they're great at running these businesses. But do they understand money and the fundamentals? No, they don't.
Yeah. Can I ask a
Please.
quick economic question? So, do you think during the 2007 to 2009 recession, in the UK, we should have switched to euros?
Whoa,
That's a
curveball.
question.
I always believe that we should have, because if you just look at a chart, the euros way outperformed the pound. So we just would have been in an economically better situation. Pridefully, people would have had to let go of that.
I think the biggest problem with any decision like that is the British people. We are proud of our heritage. And to get rid of the GBP, to get rid of sterling, to get rid of the Queen's head on our pound notes is a bigger problem than the inflation.
Financial success.
Yes, I do think that. I think that they would, cut our nose off to spite our face.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of other moving parts behind it as well, geopolitically, that because you have to also consider, yes, there's the trade deals and stuff that there is with Europe, but then there's the trade deals that there is with India, with other countries within the Commonwealth. So I think there's quite a few other moving parts with that question. But back to, well, we're talking about other moving parts and other things. One of the keys of investing is to have a diversified portfolio. And Jay, is there other things apart from crypto that Dacxi offer?
Yes, well, we offer a slightly different approach to precious metals.
Okay.
So we have a way of purchasing that through tokenization, which is all, of course, backed up with a physical asset. And this is something we felt, again, that financial professionals might find it easy to kind of ease themselves into this space with an asset that they understand a little bit more. But essentially, it's a much simplistic tokenizing anything in the world, which is the way we feel the financial world is going to go. Speaking on behalf of Dacxi. But kind of tokenization of that asset is just a much easier way, and it makes it more accessible for the masses as well, which is, again, is what crypto is all about.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we've covered quite a lot in terms of, you guys at Dacxi seem to be very customer first. Yeah. So working with financial advisors, you're providing the education. How do I know that Dacxi is safe? What insurance can you give me that the money that I put with you is safe?
Yeah, of course. To be honest with you, that is the first and foremost question anybody should ask themselves when making a decision on what exchange to use and what asset to buy. Safety is priority. with ourselves, we pride ourselves on safety. So with regards to our exchange and our website itself, obviously we've got an A+ rating with the Mozilla Observatory. That's it's an online open source way of checking the security of a specific website. Not controlled or owned by us in any way. The Mozilla Observatory, Mozilla, and you can put any domain in there and see the security that domain has against certain, hackable things. It's actually quite unique. My bank is a D-.
Yeah,
I store my money with my bank. Well, not anymore. I used to.
That's important to give the A+ some perspective. It's quite important actually. My bank's a C. I won't name it, but but that is.
I don't know what my bank's rate is.
I'll send you the link.
Yes.
It's eye-opening.
Do you guys know the ratings of your bank?
No.
We only do because we use it as a.
Probably best not.
Like the app that I use
scary, innit?
exactly is a D.
Oh, I was going to say.
And I love my bank. They are very client focused as well. I actually picked my bank
like
specifically because they're client focused and economically focused. The cooperative bank, I'm happy to say it. They're fantastic, and their customer service. I've had them since I was 16, and they always there. I really, really recommend them as a bank to look after you. But their security rating with their online, application is D. So that's the first thing. But however, the most important thing, and it's actually a common misconception in the world of cryptocurrency, is that, oh my God, it's hackable and everybody can steal a crypto. Well, for every one crypto hack around the world, there's probably 2 or 3 hacks for fiat currency around the world as well. That's a given.
Yeah,
So
there's more fiat fraud than crypto fraud.
you got it. Thank you for answering that without me answering it, because if I answer it, it's just always just your opinion. But I love.
Yeah, I think that makes the news less.
It does. That's the issue. Is it's only highlighted with crypto because it's new and it's the unknown. What we also do with our exchange is, again, you said we're client focused. Yes, we are. We consider ourselves, one of our taglines is first in crypto wealth. When people put their hard-earned money into crypto with the Dacxi platform, we offer full custody of their assets within the exchange. So what that means for anybody that may not know what the custody, it basically means that they're fully insured. So if we do get hacked, so if there's something that happens, which to date we haven't yet, and we hold regular 3-month hackathons so that people can test our system.
Yes.
I think most exchanges do that.
Without naming them, there's been layer 1 blockchains in the top 30 cryptos to this day that have been hacked multiple times.
And it changes,
It's important. I think it's the fact that you've iterated that you're insured and you actually have hackathons to test how strong your security is.
Yeah.
I've not heard of an exchange doing that. Like that's like we know that there's blockchains that do that, but as an exchange to do that is so important. That's amazing.
That's actually held on a global level as well. And then on top of that, for an added layer, obviously we spoke about the Mozilla Observatory, so everyone can see that as a third-party rating. The custodian in place, everything's insured, the hackathons, and we also keep 98% of what we have on the exchange in a cold wallet as well for an extra layer. So I think with the kind of capital...
That's like Coinbase's business model. So I'm sure you guys are aware.
Yeah, they copied us. Did they? Your face.
Brian Armstrong, get on the phone to me. But I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys are aware of the US Congress meeting with major representatives from crypto exchanges. And then I actually was nerdy enough to watch the entire 4 hours and 40 minutes. And then one piece of content that I cannot believe this clip is not viral. Maybe I should clip it and put it on Blockchain Sensei. So a representative from Coinbase actually says that approximately 12% of all crypto is owned by Coinbase, 90% of which is in cold storage.
Interesting.
Very interesting statement. And to say that in front of Congress is
Can't lie, innit?
yeah.
That clip is still not viral. I should clip it.
Clip it, bro.
So, being as we've talked about security, and let's talk about the offerings. How does it work? Let's say, for example, I don't know anything about crypto. I want to have maybe free cryptos. How does it work with the diversification on the Dacxi platform?
Of course, diversification is key, and not just in investing, but in any walk of life. You always have to have a backup plan, or not hedge your bets all on one possible outcome. I don't have to teach people that. That's just common sense more than anything. So what we do is how do we provide diversification within crypto? Because you log into an exchange, as Jay said, there's 20,000 different opportunities. Not with us. We only list a small selection of coins that are in the top 20. In terms of the coin market cap. Terminology. So we provide things what we call bundles. So we have a blue chip bundle, blue chip companies, blue chip coins, blue chip cryptos, which is an accumulation of Bitcoin, Litecoin and Ethereum.
And how do you decide what percentages they're split out into?
Good question. We have a monthly roundtable within the business of key people where we have like a discussion about should we change the percentage, should we lower this, should we take it out and add a different coin into that bundle. So far to date, we haven't actually had to change it from our original plan 2.5 years ago.
Incredible.
But we are actually in the midst of updating the percentages based on certain market conditions. So we're going to take certain coins out and add other coins like Litecoin, for example, we may remove and add a different kind of coin like Polkadot, for example, because when you initially do something now, the top 5 coins, they overtake them quite often. The market cap increases and changes quite regularly. So that's what we do. And what you can do within the exchange, you can simply press one buy order, and it buys all of those coins with one buy order, and it gives you those percentages. You are able to sell those coins individually in the future. You don't have to sell them all at the same time. But it just gives you the opportunity to say, I'll have a blue chip bundle, I want to spend £1,000 on it, and now you own those coins based on people in the industry that do know what they're talking about. And have market conditions, market insights, and understanding of the use cases, and they've chosen those coins for that bundle. Now that's a good starting point for somebody new into crypto to say, I'm going to dive into it in the first point in this way, and it kind of protects them. Then we have the other bundle, which is the Blue Ocean bundle, which is an accumulation of anything that's not Bitcoin is an altcoin, we know that, but we consider them as more altcoins for our audience. So Polkadot, Chainlink, and Stellar. And we're also now introducing some new bundles within the exchange. Bundles that are green bundles, so proof of stake, not proof of work. Making sure that, because we know we have investors now that really want to care about the environment as we do, and we want to kind of tailor that to them. And then we'll have Web3 bundle, so coins are specifically designed within the Web3 world, and things like that. So tailor in if you're interested in specific. Yeah, exactly right. If you're interested in a specific area within crypto, I can buy coins that specifically concentrate on that.
Oh, wow.
So that's what we kind of want to do, is tailor it specifically. But you can buy them individually.
Yeah, you can buy them individually as well. I mean, it's important to know, actually, those bundles are of particular interest for certain routes of our funds, i.e., our pension customers. The pension providers actually like them to purchase that way, so it's that kind of diversification is quite important, depending on which type of buyer you are.
So talking of pensions, one of the biggest areas in the space that everyone's really interested in is investing their ISAs in crypto and regulation. How do you feel that space might evolve, and how do you feel regulation might affect Dacxi?
We can't wait for it. If I'm honest with you, we are at the front. Any discussion that's happened, we're right there at the front of it with our pickaxe saying, come on, let's get this sorted as quick as possible. We think that it's a good thing for the industry, mainly from a mass adoption level, mainly from an understanding of people have more trust then in let's be honest, we've built a $2 trillion asset class within the crypto without any government oversight or need of them. Do we really need them? Probably not. Do we want them? Certain circles I probably would say no. I'm on the fence. However, for the mass adoption of crypto and there to be institutional money and the ISAs and the pensions to be able to get into crypto, I think regulation has to come to it.
I think that it's better because people will be looking at it in a long-term perspective as well.
I agree. And that's kind of where our mindset is. So the ISA itself and the pension, so a traditional ISA, for a traditional person, it can only buy vanilla regulated investments, stock shares, that kind of thing. It can't really buy alternative investments like property or REITs and things like that. So it's quite vanilla and quite boring. Really, it's just a savings account. If you get 0.5%, 1%, increase on your investment, that's a good year. Most people look at an ISA mainly as a savings account, not an investable thing that's going to make them massive amounts of profit moving forward. However, there are routes to market that have the ability to buy cryptocurrencies, and there is one ISA that is allowed to do that. It's called the IF ISA, which is an innovative finance ISA, and it's designed specifically for directors of limited companies that can offset their revenue or profit margins into investable assets of their choosing. And crypto is one of those that can do that. And we at Dacxi have spent a lot of time and money facilitating our exchange to allow those funds to come into us with the regulatory oversight from those ISA modules to say, well, if they invest in the ISA, it can't do this, 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 but it has to do this, this, and this. We've manipulated our exchange to make it work for them. The same with the pension. So it's called a SAS pension, which is small self-administered scheme, which again is designed for company directors to allow them to offset revenue, profit into a pension for themselves and 11 other directors within the same business. 20,000 limits per annum, and they can buy crypto within the Dacxi platform, which is unique. And that's why we're partnering with the IFA and accountancy world to really have these tax-efficient routes that are free of capital gains tax.
Wow,
Back end,
absolutely amazing.
It's important to note as well, and I'm going to blow our own horn very slightly here, which I don't often do. But look, the reason that we have these two tax-efficient routes to market is because of our structure. Let's just be honest. It's not, you can't just use this ISA for any different platform or shop fronts. And I might use Binance as an example because it's a really good example. Massive shop front. So it dovetails back to the providers itself, the ISA and the pension providers, and they simply wouldn't be comfortable in the traditional crypto trading world with these kind of funds. So they've looked into us, they've completed due diligence on us, the way we're structured with a compliance department that no crypto firm really needs to have. There's no obligation, at a custodian that there's no obligation, and a vast amount of other things. And it's the way we're structured that allows the providers to be happy to have those routes to market through Dacxi, which is what makes us solely unique in terms of the tax efficient routes we have. I believe we're probably the only one in the UK to do it.
Oh, amazing. So one of the aspects that I was fascinated by with Dacxi is the crowdfunding side of Dacxi. This is the very interesting side, because I think this applies to so many people and can make such a massive impact to the UK's economy, to the global economy in terms of funding. Having worked with VCs and worked in this funding space, seeing the amount of projects that actually get funded versus the amount that apply, it's not fair. Right. So tell us a little bit more about how this works.
Sure. So this is more now onto our own coin, the Dacxi coin, which has multiple use cases. One of those being crowdfunding opportunities. So what we're really trying to do with the Dacxi coin itself is pioneer a new way for small, medium-sized enterprises to receive the funding they need to grow or start their businesses. You've hit the nail on the head there. It's very difficult. And also, our founder says this line, which I really took to, and I never really thought of it this way. He says that the best opportunities, or 99% of the best opportunities, are only available to 1% of the planet.
Wow.
Okay? Oof. What we want to do is flip that on his head and have the best 1% opportunities available to 90% of the planet. Look at it this way, the Dacxi chain. So we're creating our own blockchain technology, which will be launched towards the back end of this year as part of one of the use cases of the coin itself, as well as the crowdfunding platform. Let me give you a very clear, basic, simple working example. XYZ company wants £2 million to start this new tech business. It doesn't have to be crypto based. It can be anything to do with a bit of technology for an iPhone or a Samsung, or in dentistry, or it could be anything, as long as it's tech focused to start with, because that's our bread and butter. That's what we know. They need £2 million. We run our due diligence. We go through their business model, make sure it's a good business plan. And it has legs. And it's going to drive revenue and not go down the pan after 6 months. So if we like it and we accept it, we'll add it to our platform.
Wow.
What that now happens is anybody within the Dacxi coin ecosystem, of which obviously there's multiple thousands around the world currently, and obviously when the crowdfunding platform goes live, anybody that doesn't own Dacxi coins just now but wants to invest in that business can then just basically buy some Dacxi coins. You'll then pledge your Dacxi coins against that business.
Wow.
Okay? You raise the capital within our own ecosystem, so that $2 million or pounds is raised by Dacxi coin holders.
Wow.
That quick. No cross-border problems. Using blockchain technology. I can be sitting in Cambodia and I want to invest in a company in the UK. Boom, done. Okay? They've now got their 2 million. They go grow their business. And obviously the profit margin or the business model designed and what they give back to those investors is then done through the Dacxi ecosystem as well. So as an example, if I'm saying, right, I'm going to get...
So it's like crowdfunding.
But with
tokenized
blockchain.
So we'll tokenize the business, sell the token as part of it.
Isn't there actual words on the platform? Dacxi is a globalized, tokenized, global tokenized crowdfunding platform.
You got it.
That's actual words on the website.
And our light paper and our more in-depth white paper is obviously on the Dacxi coin website for everybody to read. And also we describe the exact mechanics of how we're going to do it. There is still certain bits of information with the Dacxi coin, the crowdfunding, that we are. To coin our founder's phrase again, KFC do not give away their secret sauce recipe. Because otherwise they can't, there's certain things we're holding back on how we're physically going to do certain parts of it from the mechanics, because we feel we've got quite a unique space. It's a niche market space. It's a $1 trillion space.
Yes.
If we
Under 1 trillion today, is it? Or is it just
It's our metrics guy.
No, I talked about the crowdfunding. Forget crypto. The crowdfunding,
Oh.
the crowdfunding space.
Okay.
In tech world,
Okay.
There's a $1 trillion market.
Okay,
place.
there you go.
It's
Is it 1 trillion?
and there's also certain people have like I think it is Bloomberg and Forbes expected to be within by 2030 a $10 trillion market.
Crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding specifically.
No, it makes sense because tech advertising right now is a $0.4 trillion market. And by 2030, I read a report that it's predicted to be a $1.5 trillion market. And that's just the advertising spend. So
That
it makes
makes
sense. If
sense.
the advertising spend's gonna go from 0.5 to 1.5, it makes sense that the
Imagine
1
the companies that need the money.
They need the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
all comes full circle. So.
That makes sense. Those stats tie together.
Yeah, and a lot of questions I get asked by our Dacxi coin holders is that, okay, well, what if other companies come and do similar things? Well, of course they can. All we need is 1% of that kind of marketplace, and we're very happy with the value of our coin.
Yeah.
So that's all to do with the Dacxi coin that's now listed. It's on a few exchanges around the world, the DEX exchanges, as well as some more traditional exchanges like HitBTC and Bit4X, for example. And you can buy it on our exchange as well. And obviously we're in the very early stages of launching that coin, with obviously the plan moving forward to hit a tier 1 exchange and be a top 100 coin.
Nice.
That's the goal.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
So
when that day happens, it's gonna be great, right? You just look at it and be like,
Hysterical.
I hope so, because I get
100.
paid in Dacxi coins.
Fair
I
enough.
hope so.
So just anyone can answer this one really, either Jay or yourself. When can people and small businesses start applying to Dacxi?
yeah.
That's probably a question for me because I'm on the discussion panel that kind
Okay.
of figures that out. So, if anybody wants to utilize the Dacxi crowdfunding system, we're launching the technology towards the back end of this year as part of our roadmap with our coin. If you read the white paper, you'll see the roadmap and when it's going to be launched. However, I am already speaking. We've had multiple meetings, haven't we, with people that say, okay, well, I need this, and I want you. Can you tokenize my business for me? Can you do this? And personally, I'm already starting discussions. However, we won't be able to do the crowdfunding part for that until back end of this year and early into next year. So, so I would probably say winter this year is when we want to start having the discussions about real companies and start carrying out due diligence ready for the platform to be launched.
This has been an incredible episode. It's been amazing to learn more about Dacxi. So if somebody wanted to find you and learn more about Dacxi, where do they go?
Sure. So there's 3 options. The first and foremost, based on our discussion today, is all about learning. So the first one I would recommend would be go to daxilearn.com. Or just type in Dacxi in Google and various bits of information that we have, our Twitter handle, our Facebook page, you name it. But Dacxi Learn, find out, navigate. It tells you all about us as a company, when we were founded, what we're all about, our business ethos, and our beliefs within the crypto space, which hopefully I've got across today that it's all about learning and then buying, and buying and storing and holding with the right exchange, security. And then obviously you've got the Dacxi exchange, which is simply daxi.com. It'll then have a link to the exchange where you can sign up and all reach out to us. So it's important, again, we try to hold people's hands if they've got any questions before doing any of that and they want to have a chat with us. Of course, our Calendly links and our you can come directly to us and have a Zoom call or an in-person chat, not a problem at all, via those methods.
Can I add on to that point as well? It's really obviously for the financial professionals out there as well. For the Dacxi Learn, that's because we're CPD members. That's all CPD accredited. So
Wow.
there's actually modules on there that they can take, and there's we've got a couple of financial professionals. We've got financial advisors actually that are actually using that now, almost as an unofficial accreditation, just to help them educate their space.
Wow. So
Yeah, so basically what we do is we do give financial companies the ability to white label our Learn platform.
Wow.
For the
wow.
benefit of their clients and the education around crypto in the UK.
That's like the wow.
It's like open source.
Wow. That's amazing. So you can help financial advisors become basically accredited in crypto and blockchain?
As accredited as you can be in a non-accredited sense.
Wow.
But yeah, they would earn the CPD points for going through the modules, but the value to them is just the education.
Yeah.
So they can now have a chat to their clients. They can get on the same level with the
Wow.
kind of inquiries that they're receiving.
Wow. I've got a few people to send your way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay.
And every year the accountants and IFAs, they have to get a certain amount of CPD points so they can keep their license moving forward. And at the end of the day, crypto is becoming more apparent. Their clients are asking them, so it's just it makes sense. They get their points, they learn about it, they can help and service their clients in the way that they should be servicing them.
Wow.
And it's really easy to, as Gareth says, to connect with us as well, to speak with us. It's incredibly easy. So what we know is this time in crypto, a lot of people are coming back into this space now with the kind of
kind of trust that they probably didn't have a few years ago when they're dipping their toe in, and they're going to have that wealth mindset that we tend to attract. So that if the kind of tax efficient way of it, if you're not too fond of paying large capital gains back end on something that you have enormous faith is going to get back to where it was and beyond, then yeah, we can have those conversations with you, and we can actually put you in touch with the providers as well if you want to go a bit more in depth.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, guys, this has been an incredible episode. I've been Michael Harding.
I've been Gareth Cleverly.
I've been Fadlan.
I've been Jay Villa.
I've been Keish.
And yeah, this has been an interview with Dacxi by Blockchain Sensei.